Okay, April 11th, 2025, uh, trade recap um, for my Apex funded accounts. So just wanted to start off by kind of giving an idea of what we saw in the New York AM session which is basically this choppy price action all morning, starting from here at like 6:30 in the morning, all the way through up until around 11:30. Um, it was just chop, chop, chop. Price created these low resistance liquidity levels that basically I'm sure lots of traders targeted during the AM session, um, and kind of what I was looking for. But I got into the session quite late, um, uh, and anyways, the trades I took on my funded account today were with pretty strong conviction that these price levels were going to be hit um, before we were done today, or at least, yeah, that's where price was headed. Now, I will say this is my first day trading um, these funded accounts, and I really was hoping to be a lot smoother about it, but definitely did not quite execute the way I really didn't execute the way I wanted to. My entries were late, and even my second trade just was it was a chase. Like I was thinking that it was going to go through, and I'll get to it, but I thought it was going to go down and hit liquidity before swinging back. I was aiming for the equilibrium of this leg here, or towards the equilibrium. But anyways, I'm gonna get into it. So I got on replay mode right now so that I took notes so that I can kind of go through what what happened where and what I was thinking. You'll have to kind of ignore this for a minute, this for a minute. So I'm starting with this trade here, and I'm just gonna replay through it. So price pulled back into this 2-minute BISI and then inverse this SIBI back on the 32nd. Price closed above here, and that's my entry technically, but I entered late, as I wrote here. Price popped up, and I got filled right around here, and then price immediately started kind of going against me, bounced off the inverse fair value gap, showed that it was rejecting, so um, it held. And this was my break even point, so I was hoping that we would get up here so that I can move my stop loss to break even. And instead, what ended up happening was we just kind of chopped. And I thought about closing my position here, or even just moving to break even early. But my model dictates that I wait for this liquidity to be hit. So I stayed. Looks like, and we ended up getting SMT here, which I guess I missed that actually, but if I had seen that, that'd probably be a good reason to go break even, and I would have been out right here. But I did miss that, and there I am stopped out. So I get stopped out here, um, and immediately on the higher time frame, go to the 1 minute. Like we've inversed this fair value gap here, and the previous 2-minute busy as well. So I'm thinking, okay, we're probably going to run for this sell side, which it did, but it was way too fast for me. And I ended up selling here and I was hoping that it would go for these relative equal lows down here at minimum, and this would have been like I was intending to break even as it went lower with momentum, but it ended up stopping uh, and reversing on me. And based on the way the candles were behaving, I closed it, and I was looking at this the 30-second, I believe. Yeah, as soon as I saw this, I was like, okay, um, this isn't hesitating here, and my overall bias was still bullish, so um, I closed this trade very quickly, um, and so I kind of took a breath there because two losses in a row, um, and I was like, I had to gather myself, and so I gathered myself, and we inversed these two fair value gaps with real big. Come on now, with real big momentum. And I got in. We inversed here, and then we respected it and moved higher with um with real with large momentum. And then basically, I was supposed to get in here, and I was late. This time, still worked out in my favor, thankfully, and pretty much my first TP right away, and then I held here, moving stop loss to break even. And eventually we hit the second TP right away. So two bad trades. This wasn't a bad trade. This was according to my model. This was a terrible trade. Um, and generally speaking, I wouldn't take trades so high in premium. However, with the AM session being traded like this all morning, I knew that like lunch was a good time to see an expansion or right before lunch, which I actually caught this on an eval, and then I ended up following through with the funded account. So I caught this on eval, and then followed through with the funded, and I probably should have had funded ready for this because that would have been a much better trade. This was a very nice trade to catch, but yeah, not perfect execution, but definitely. Uh, Definitely a learning experience, and thankfully, like my risk still stayed the same basically through these trades, and the last trade made up for it, and put me in the green as well. So yeah, I'm happy with my I'm happy with my analysis, but I'm very unhappy with my execution. I wish I had better execution today, uh, and definitely. Like just being that I was probably just excited to get going with the funded accounts, I kind of forced that second trade. Um, and that wasn't good, but uh, this is how you learn. So, journaling it, talking about it, going through it, you know I don't need to take trades like that. Um, don't need to, push myself that far. It's unnecessary. So anyways, on to the next one, and see you next time.